Morning. Good morning. Good morning from Germany. My name is Dr. Stones, or Angie, and today I would like to talk to you about something that I guess happens to most of us. Um, why do we think that grass is always green on the other side, or why do we always think that some other country or I don't know, some other secret of life or something like that is better than what we know or where we live or what we have. Basically, why do we want what other people have? Why do we think that other generations, other countries, other histories, other beauty products, other philosophies are better than what we have and where we live? So I would just like to cover a few of those points, and it is amazing. I mean, we all do it. We all, at some point, most of us think that if somebody, for example, advertise a product, if we are, let's say, if we are in United States or USA or Germany or anywhere, somebody advertises a product, facial product, and they say um, this is used for thousands of years uh, by women in China or by women in India. All of us kind of rush to buy that product because, hey, it must be something good because, it has been used for 2,000 years somewhere else. Um, on the other hand, people in those countries are buying products that are made in America. All American women use this face cream to make them look younger, or all this comes from Germany and they have such a good pharmaceuticals, or other stuff like that. The same goes for wanting to live somewhere. A lot of Europeans want to go and live in warm places or Mediterranean places, places with uh, seaside and palm trees and warm climates. So we are flocking to Spain or Greece or somewhere like that, Portugal or Italy, somewhere where we feel we get what we need from the point of view of a life quality of life. So we are going to those countries where we have this nostalgia about um, warm people and music and this kind of stuff. People in those countries, however, they want to go to England and America and other places um, because they watch in the movies and the English is prevalent. People like to learn English mainly because of the music and films and so on. And also, of course, from economic point of view, when there is more work, people go there. But let's just ignore the economics. It's just where people think they will go to have more fulfilling and happier life. And of course, what happens is that you get somewhere else, and uh, for the time being, you feel okay because that's where you want to be. You have work, and it's new and it's wonderful. But in the same time, people go to their own country societies and meet, go to the restaurants where the food is served, the food that they're used to, and so on. If you go to any place, I mean, even here in Germany where I'm at right now, and you go to England or anywhere, you will see, for example, Italian people will go to Italian places, and Yugoslav people will go to Yugoslav places, and Turkish people will go to Turkish places to eat, and so on. And everybody thinks they have the best cuisine and so on. But then, once they were in their original countries, they want to go to England and America. So, uh, and the same thing with Americans and English and the Germans, and we go on maybe vacation to Spain or Italy, and we love Italian food and so on. But in time, we miss little foods from our own home country. We miss humor from the home country. We miss the recognition of gesticulations from the environment we are used to. So, for example, personally for me, I feel closer to people from, you know, Mediterranean countries and South American countries and music, and because I am expressive person, and nobody will talk about me blinking too much because this is all making my hand gestures too much because that's what everybody does. um, and I'm simply feeling more comfortable with environment where people recognize your behaviors. Um, so if you say something that maybe would not be acceptable elsewhere, you wouldn't be worried that much. Or people don't need to be reserved that much. So we all kind of tend to flock to where we feel comfortable at. It doesn't mean that everybody is the same, of course. I mean, of course not, but I'm just talking generally. So, um, another good example is all the philosophy. We all inclined, including myself, especially when we're younger or after our middle age when, we're looking for something else. We all inclined to kind of think that maybe, when I say we all, okay, let me now in this day and age of political correctness say most of us, uh, maybe I didn't do research, so I don't have data, anecdotal and experience evidence. Uh, we tend to drift to kind of spirituality that has been there for ages. So we tend to think of old philosophies as somehow they know something we don't, or they will give us something that we don't have. They have more insight into life and where we are going and how to be happy. And I always question myself now as getting older, and I'm always questioning myself, but why do we think that? Because if that is the case, people in the countries where these old religions are practiced or old spirituality is present still, are they all happy? Or are they looking for something else? And um, I don't know. It's something for you to ponder. If we are talking about yogis and Buddhism and so on, are people happier in those countries? I don't know. I never lived there. But all I know is that a lot of people from those countries that are supposed to have these happy religions that teach us about happiness, they come to the West to earn money or to progress in their professions or to see something new or whatever the reason it may be. So why, if we are happy, why are we seeking always something different? Um, do we become disillusioned with what we know where we are at? I mean, what is it that we want? People, what is it that we want? And the more I thought about it, there is only one thing that comes to mind in the end, and that is to have people around us that we love, who love us unconditionally. If we are nonsense, talk nonsense sometimes, behave funny sometimes, whatever, we are secure with our environment and with people around us. And we have love. Love comes in many ways. It can come from friends, from family, from partners, etc. But love, in the end, wherever we receive it from, uh, is something that makes us happy. So it is not a coincidence that one day you meet somebody you haven't seen for some time and suddenly they're kind of glowing, they're happy. And there's one thing that probably happened in their life, and that is that they love something or they're loved by somebody. They may love the work they do, they may be in love themselves, and maybe they don't even have that person that they're in love with, but they're just in love. Or somebody loves them and they're falling in love with love, you know. Um, it appears that this is, in the end, everything, you know. I remember Einstein's letter to his daughter talking about love and the universal feeling of love, you know. And it doesn't really matter what you think, where the love comes from, but all we understand that when we feel love, our soul is full, our heart is full. When we meet a person that gives us something that makes us full, we are happy. It doesn't. It can be just means. It may mean somebody that we meet on the street, somebody that we meet for the first time and look at each other, and there is this feeling of fullness, of understanding, of mutual connection. And it really doesn't have to be a romantic love. It doesn't have to be a young person, an old person, a child, nothing. It's just a feeling of fullness, of love, and of connection, of something. Yeah. Why am I thinking about this today? I'll tell you why. Because I teach a lot of students, and there are some people that you feel connected to, even though connected to with the way how you simply just do. And it doesn't mean that they're good students or bad students or that you will do better for them or whatever. It is just the feeling that you meet somebody and you think, wow, that person gives me something. And that is the whole point of life, to enrich yourself, to gain something, get more knowledge, you know. Um, and I yesterday spoke to someone about education, somebody totally unrelated, and an engineer from somewhere else I never met. And we just discussed education, generally speaking. And it is just an incredible how you tend to feel, yeah, I don't need to explain myself because this person really knows what I mean. And then I started thinking, what is it? Why is it that sometimes we feel happy to know somebody who we don't know, or that we're happy to have done a project, like in my case, that I feel fulfilled in, um, or that somebody, sends you a text message and just says something, and suddenly you feel happy. I mean, happiness is just a wonderful thing. So why are we looking to be happy by something that somebody else has when we can have it? We don't need to go anywhere, be anywhere. It's all around us, whatever we take from the environment, from the world, from the people around us, from things that we read, things that we learn, we can be happy. We don't need to buy expensive creams that have been used for thousands of years. It's all here, you know. It's all in our kitchen if that's what you want to use, or it's all in expensive creams if you have the money to pay for it. So why search and try to convince yourself that something is better because it's somewhere else, and kind of you feel maybe happy that you used something that will give you an eternal happiness or youth or whatever. It's all around us. We don't need to uh, think that it's better somewhere else, or it's somehow we need to search for it somewhere else. And if you really open yourself to what is available to you right here, right now, you will find a lot of happiness without really moving from your chair. Um, People give us happiness. Things that we learn give us happiness. Music that we don't even understand the words give us happiness. Music without words give us happiness. Why? Because it's something that we don't understand. It's just a feeling. The music, we don't care really which country it comes from or how many years it has been around. If we feel it, we feel it. If we don't, we don't. We don't. So why do we want to um, always think of something that we don't have, that is better somewhere else? We shouldn't think about it. Am I right or am I right? I'm right. Okay. If you don't think I'm right, okay, I'm not right. But yeah, happiness is just a feeling, and you will never be as happy by buying a product that has been used elsewhere or by thinking if I go somewhere else, I will be happier. Um, I'm guilty of it because I left my home country to go somewhere else, but not because I was unhappy, because of other reasons. And so um, by looking at where you feel content, where you feel more yourself, you can live there, that's fine. But just by thinking, oh, it must be better somewhere else, that's not the right thing to go about it. So, yeah, you can say, Angie, you're wrong. It's fine. We can still be friends. I've been wrong many times before. But I would like to talk to you about happiness and about love and why are we looking for these things elsewhere? Human beings, right? Anyway, thanks to listening. And yeah, this morning I listened to some stuff and talked to some people, and I'm feeling guilty of not looking what is around me. So yeah, let's talk about it. Thanks for listening.